Om Tava Kathamritam Tapta Jivanam Kavibhiriditam Kalmashapaham Shravanamangalam Srimadaatatam Bhuvi Grananti Bhurida Janaha Bhuvi Grananti Bhurida Janaha. The Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna is extolling the path of bhakti, to be in deep love for God, which makes man transcend all limitations, all bondages, and all sufferings forever. Worldly love is cause of bondage. Divine love, love of God, love of all beings, is a process by which the bindings are removed. One is cause of bondage, other is cause of release. What all bonds we have bound, lives after lives, holdings, grips, and the nature holding us are cut off. The Brahma Granthi, Rudra Granthi, Vishnu Granthi, which are the causes of great bondage, because of our karmic load and vasanas of the past, we have acquired this threefold body, the Stula Sukshma Karana Sharira, and with the physical body we live, with the subtle and causal we transmigrate, go on and on. So, to release these bonds that we are carrying from lives after lives, these bonds are cut off when we love God. Love, worldly love binds, divine love cuts those bondages and releases us, makes us enter the life eternal of bliss, peace, love, absolute. We enter into eternity. Oh, what a devotee Shivanath is, one of the disciples. He is soaked in love of God like a cheesecake in syrup. The Bengali sweets, rasgulla, gulab jamun, all these are soaked in sugar syrup. It is made of milk product and it is spongy in nature and soaked. It's filled with, just touch anywhere, eat any piece, will be filled with the sweetness of it. So Shivanath, he is soaked in love of God, like cheesecake in syrup. Touch anywhere, hold anywhere, you will see. Shivanath dipped in love of God means talk to him anything, even worldly things. He will pour out the spiritual things. He pours out the love of God. You can tap him anywhere, his intellect, his mind, his body, his senses, all pour out the love of God. From external-most sheath, bodily existence, to all layers of his existence, it is filled with love of God. Some saints undergo so much of torture and they don't even feel they are undergoing. If you ask Mira how much you suffered in life, she says, no, where did I suffer? I did not know it all. I was in the thought of Krishna all through. Krishna was with me. I was with Krishna. I never had any pain or suffering. And this we see, their bodily torture also they don't understand. Mental torture also they don't. The body mind sometimes reacts, sometimes tells something. But inner soul is embracing the divine and sitting there. The bodily changes, it is undergoing, it is not recognizing. The heat, cold, all that, they are indifferent. When cold days come, they may go and wrap. The mind and body are taking care of each other. They are in their own world, within that bodily encasement. This strange thing we see in life of saints. Touch anywhere, they pour out the love of God. All saints' life you can see. Touch anywhere, it comes out, the love of God. So, one should not think my religion alone is right path and other religions are false. How Sri Ramakrishna is developing from jnana to bhakti, bhakti to removal of the fanaticism. Or you are holding on to certain path, you are holding on to certain religion, you are holding on to certain aspects of God, doesn't matter. But don't limit yourself to it and limit God to it. Let God be not this alone and not that. So one should not think my religion alone is right path and other religions are false. See, this is what usually is happening, that though we understand, we will not be able to wholeheartedly accept the other religions. How a saint in that particular, say, Buddhism, Christianity, you can see such saints, they are in ecstatic love of God. Whom are they worshipping? Whom are they embracing? Whom are they taking as support when they say God? The same one transcendental reality. They may name anything, God is one, and the same God is held by different understandings. And that object called God is not limiting itself also. As the devotee approaches, so it shows the face. If somebody goes to him as Advaita, he reveals himself to be Advaitic truth. If anybody approaches God as the Dvaitic ultimate, he reveals himself to be that. Whatever. Whoever goes to God as father, mother, as brother, sister, God appears in the same way. He also approaches. If anybody comes as mother, he approaches as its own child. So the reciprocation is same. So anybody can approach God in any way. The essence is love of God. How will you love? How will you transcend yourself? How will you break all the limitations you have put on yourself? And though you know that God is unlimited and you have loved a particular aspect of God, and that should not limit. The behind ocean is always remembered in Hinduism. Rama, when we say, it is Om Rama. When we say Krishna, it is Om Krishna. Om is behind. The unchanging eternal reality, the Satchidananda Sagara is ever there, unchanging reality, is beyond name and form, and which can manifest in any form, in any way, at any time. So this limitation is broken. So when I love Rama, don't limit to that form alone and say, the same reality, another person is seeing Krishna and loving him. The behind is the same ocean. This is one wave, that is another wave. One wave of the same ocean, two different waves. One wave is Rama, another wave is Krishna. And same water, same ocean. There is no difference in the ocean or the water is same. So you are loving. The moment you limit your own religion or say that other religions are false, that means you are telling the ocean water is false. Water is false means your wave is not there. You are indirectly denying your own God if you say other religion, because it is one of the waves of the same ocean. If you say another wave is false, then where is your wave? That water doesn't exist at all. That means your wave also is not there. If his wave is false, he is approaching another form, another way, another understanding, doesn't matter. So then your love is complete. I love every aspect of God, including this universe. God can be realized through human body in 5 ways: transcendental reality, immanent reality, the Ishvara, the Lord of the universe, the Antaryami, indweller, and the Avatara, incarnation. These 5 ways we can realize God as a transcendental reality, the reality beyond all that we can perceive and understand, which we cannot understand within the mind limits. Mind can understand anything within time and space. It is beyond time and space, so it's not limited. So whenever we say God, we have an entirely different understanding. That it is always in Hinduism, it is an ocean appearing as a wave. That is the way we approach. It can be the transcendental reality, which is now and then appearing, projecting forth so many universes, Ananta Koti Brahmanda. We are in one of the Brahmandas. The manifestation itself is the same reality. So it is Vishwarupa of God. That is the unchanging eternal reality, that is Brahman. This is Vishwarupa. That is Swarat, this is Virat. Virat. Then we see God incarnating on the earth, taking human form for the sake of lifting humanity. So Avatara, the same is appearing as Avatara. Same is pervading the universe and governing through the law and nature. It is what we call Ishvara, the Lord of the universe. Then we have finally the Antaryami, the indweller in all beings. Within every jiva, he remains there. He has indweller reality, which is pure existence. I exist because God exists. So that existence which pervades all that exists is called God. Is there in me also, in you, in all beings, in matter also. Matter is inexpressible, doesn't express the Chaitanya. It expresses a Sat aspect of the Chaitanya, existence, Chaitanya. Sat, Chit, Ananda. Chit is hidden. Here Chit can be informed. In living beings, Chit, Chaitanya, consciousness we can see conscious. This we don't see conscious. It is unconscious. It is unconscious. It is not non-conscious. There is no consciousness is not there. It is consciousness is not being projected. It is not being seen. It is not being revealed, unrevealed. It is hidden. If consciousness is not there, there cannot be vastu. There is no substance. It becomes unsubstantial. So we have this, that we, 5 aspects of Sarvatita Parabrahma. We can realize God and as the Lord of the universe, Ishvara, as the whole universe being God, Vishwarupa, then as the Antaryamin, indweller, and as the Avatara, the incarnation of God. In whatever way you realize, you have realized God, you have transcended the nature, and you are free. You are eternally free. So this, when we see that I am able to accept all religion are true, I am accepting God in totality, a whole thing. I ask God, whoever has seen in whatever way, I accept. So each phase of God, I am able to understand, see, experience, and enjoy God. I have not limited God, and I am observing God, same God, in different ways through different religions. Same entity, but experiences are different. The feelings we get are different. It's according to the nature of the people, the race, how they are built up. Some are extrovert, some are introvert. Introvert will take the path of jnana. Extrovert will take the path of karma or bhakti. So they want objectivity. The jnanis will have subjectivity. So we go outward or inward. So accordingly, how the nature, how these even temperatures you see, where the temperature goes in winter to minus 30, 40, survival itself is questioned. And we do not know how the ancient people lived there. How even presently also, places like Russia, Canada, all through the year there is ice-bound. Eskimos are there. So many types of people. And throughout their life, whole life they spent in the ice, like living in fridge. Very difficult. We cannot imagine how they survived. When the temperature goes to minus 30, we can take, standing outside, we may be able to take 5 to 10 breaths. By the time your lungs will become freezed, brain will become freezed. You collapse within 5 to 10 breaths. Minus 31 means how those people lived, how they survived in the ancient days. Now at least the temperature might have fallen by 5-6 degrees because of global warming. In those days still less temperature. So very difficult. In that, what could be the understanding of God? How the nature builds up the concept of God for each age, each race, which race, where they have originated. Everything depends. Then the concept of if I had been there in that way, I would have seen God in this way. If I was born as Christian, how I would have realized God, in what aspect? If I was born in Islam, how would I have realized God, in what way I would have understood? If I was born in Buddhism, how I would have understood God, and how would I have realized God. All these aspects of God, different faces of God, I realize. When I accept all religions are true, I am accepting God in its totality. What all ways man can realize God, in what all forms, according to the nature and the region where they are, environment, and so so Jiva's nature, he can see God in that particular form. And it is the environment in which he is growing. One should not think my religion alone is right and the other religions are false. Then it becomes partial understanding of God. God can be realized by means of all paths, and this Sri Ramakrishna is telling, having realized through different paths. It is enough to have sincere yearning for God. Whatever path you go, one common factor that you need is to feel yearning for God, longing for God. That is, heart must pant for God. That is the only condition when you realize God. All other things are secondary. Even through Bhakti Yoga, a day will come that out of love for God and out of love of God, you will not be able to bear any more separation from God. At that time, God has to reveal. So that infinite are the paths, infinite are the opinions. Ananta path, ananta mat, mata and patha. Ananta patha, ananta mata. Mata is opinion, understanding of people, how they conceive God, how they understand God. This is one of the important things. Now the whole world is coming to a new understanding after Swamiji's lecture in Parliament of Religions. Each religion was thinking, my religion alone is true. Now they are thinking a second thing. Oh, should I limit God? Should I limit myself? Should I limit this world? Oh, let me not do that. Understanding, interreligious understanding, interfaith understanding. People are aspiring newly. They are aspiring for that. So it's an important thing in the among the intellectuals who belong to a higher level of understanding, especially with respect to religious understanding of humans, how people understand God and things like that. Infinite are the paths, infinite the opinions. Anantapat, Anantamat. Let me tell you one thing. God can be seen. These are the most important, everything that Sri Ramakrishna has presented, whether the harmony of religion or acceptance of all religion as true, or this, the Vedas, the God can be seen, God can be realized. You can see God, you can talk to Him, you can converse, you can be playing with Him as you play with others. So this assurance, this one, and from ancient times, that has been the path, that has been for all saints, with one voice they say God can be seen. I have seen and you too can see. And every human, irrespective of his past, irrespective of his acts, can realize God if he wants. And it is the easiest thing that you can attain in this world. All other things need lot of manipulation. Here the more and more simple you become, you give up the complexity, God becomes more and more reality to you. Let me tell you one thing, God can be seen. The Vedas say God is beyond mind and speech. Mano Vang Maya Atita, Vang Mana Atita, Vang and Mana Atita. God is Vang Mana Atita. He cannot be explained through words, nor be understood through the words. And it is Mana, mind cannot conceive Him. Mind cannot. Through mind and speech, you cannot reach God, understand God. I can explain anything. I can explain what is book. I can explain what is sofa. I can explain what is car. I can make and show also. I can make a computer, mobile and show what is this computer. But I cannot make God. I cannot make things. I cannot make Atman. So, I cannot explain through the words what God is. I can explain through the words what is motorcycle, what is a mobile, how it can be created, what are its uses, everything I can tell through mouth. And mind can conceive it. But with respect to God, speech cannot explain what it is. Even small things, a particular taste, how does it taste? You can't explain. Some people bring some food, peculiar things they will mix and bring. And they call it fruit juice or anything. And then you see, you cannot understand what the taste is, and you cannot explain to others. They will put 2-3 fruits and put some essence, which is not essential. That essence, and it just like once somebody has put this elaichi, cardamom for orange juice. Orange has its own flavor. Cardamom added to it. Then yela lavanga, if you add, or put pachakarpura, added to tirtha, how it start tasting. And when you taste it, you cannot explain to others what is it. Peculiar. Pain. What pain you have, how much of pain. You can never explain to others. Things like this you cannot. What can you explain about God? Mana atita. It cannot conceive. Mind also cannot conceive. So, that is what we see. But God, Sri Ramakrishna says, God can be seen. The Vedas say is beyond mind and speech. The meaning is this, that God is unknown to the mind attached to the worldly objects. Mind means what flows below, lower. When we say river, river is always flowing downward. Never do you see water climbing up the hills. It is flowing down. But does it flow down all the time? It looks like that. But some waters, some part of it is constantly getting evaporated and becoming cloud there. That aspect. How to understand that that is the mind is always which flows downward towards the worldly things. And if it starts moving towards God, it is getting evaporated. It is no more mind. Water is water when it flows. When it gets evaporated, it is no more, it is water vapor. It is vapor, purely vapor. So mind becomes, when it knows God, it is no more mind. It has lost all the property of mind to become something enlightening experience. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.